All right, good morning, everyone. I am Lakia Gaines, Director of the Kathy Novinger Girl Scout Leadership Center with the Mountains to Midlands Council in South Carolina. So in collaboration with the Girl Scouts of Eastern South Carolina, we are presenting today Badge Work, the Science of Style for our seniors. So while we're waiting on everyone and we want to officially start at 10 or maybe 10:02 at this point, go ahead and get your recommended items. And those would be your favorite essential oil, coconut oil to use as the base for our scrub. We recommended either brown sugar, regular granulated sugar. Coffee was also an option, but if you don't have those items with you available, that's okay. This will be recorded, so you can go back later and follow along to complete that step of creating your own homemade product. So we will begin shortly. And also, while you are waiting, I would love to know where everyone is joining us from. Also, in addition, possibly if you're from South Carolina, your troop number. And if you're not, just something unique about where you are joining us from. Currently, right now, I am in Columbia, South Carolina. Temperature outside is getting sunny. And I think the high today for us is going to be 76. All right, so we have with us Kelly from Troop 3723 in King Georgia, Virginia. Welcome, Kelly. We have Lisa from Chapin, Kathy from Troop 1872 in Ohio. We have Wake Forest, Julie from Wake Forest, North Carolina. She said it's sunny and has a lot of pollen here too. We have Debbie from Las Vegas. Hi, Debbie, good morning. She's from Troop 92. Kaylee says she's in King, Georgia. This is where John Wilkes Booth crossed over from Maryland to Virginia. Great fact to know. Elliot is joining us from Anderson, South Carolina. Evelyn says, what's up? She is from Newberry, South Carolina in Troop 990. Good morning, Evelyn. I'm so thankful that you are joining us today. It's awesome to see so many seniors thus far on here this morning. And Audrey's joining us from Centerville, Virginia. She's in Troop 3623. Good morning. Now, I know we may have a time difference, so I'm saying good morning because technically right now it's 10:04 where I am at. All right, so again, I am Lakia Gaines, and I'm the director of the Kathy Novinger Girl Scout Leadership Center here in Columbia, South Carolina, an employee with the Girl Scouts of South Carolina, Mountains to Midlands. So in collaboration with our council, we partner with the Girl Scouts from Eastern South Carolina, our neighboring council, and we're presenting to you this morning the badge work for our seniors, which is the Science of Style. And I think so far, being a little biased, this is my favorite badge, just incorporating things that I love, science and also fashion and style. So I'm excited about our activities today, and I hope that you are as well. And we have some more people joining us. We have several Danielles in our attendance today, but we have Danielle from Greenville, another Danielle from Easley, Troop 2900 and Troop 990. So welcome. All right, so we are going to go ahead and get started. And Kelly asked a wonderful question. She said, what step will we be doing today? Thank you, Kelly. That's introducing us into our first slide today. So for the science of style, we'll be covering all the steps that are highlighted. So steps 1, we're going to test skincare and makeup. Step 2, examine the science behind fabrics and accessories. And step 4, investigate the sociology of style. So those are going to be those steps. So the remaining steps that you are responsible for on your own will be step 3, explore the science behind hair products and perfume, and step 4, formulate future style. All right, so, and we're not going to go in order today because I wanted to save our first step. We have a special partner joining us today, Ms. Rachel Snow, who's our community development manager. She's also an entrepreneur, and she's going to be walking you through the steps to how to make some homemade healthcare skincare products. So we're going to save her step for the very last, so we can make sure we have enough time to answer questions and do a deep dive into that concept. So for step 4, investigate the sociology of style. I have a question for everyone. I would love to hear your feedback. If you want to unmute yourself and answer, I do welcome that. Do you think that you can wear the same outfit, a shirt, pants, or dress for 1 week? Now I see Miss Evelyn, she's shaking her head like, no, she don't think she can. Who else, what do you think about this topic?
No. No.
I hear no's. I heard a yuck. Kathy said that she could.
I think it depends on the outfits and being able to maybe change a couple of pieces, but still be able to incorporate some of the same things.
Awesome. And what is your name? I see you're Troop 16120. So where are you joining us from today?
I'm Lakiva. I'm from Marietta, Georgia.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for hosting.
Any other comments about that? Now I didn't say the underclothes or the shoes, but just this essential piece of that one outfit. Now with some other exceptions, maybe that one, you would not have to have on the entire outfit the whole day. Maybe if you had a presentation going on. Ariana said, I guess I could, but it's not something that I would want to do. Evelyn is saying maybe. All right, so I want you to look at this next image and see what options do you see that this young lady has chosen to do. Now, this is the same dress, but she has accessorized it. She has added components on the top of it, under it, over it, to upcycle this outfit to make it something that we would consider sustainable. So she's added accessories of a purse, a splash of color, sunglasses, which are always my go-to accessory. And then she's changed the tops, again, covering that one dress several times. So is this something that we will be able to do? And by doing these options, this is making this outfit a sustainable piece of clothing. And sustainable clothing refers to fabrics derived from eco-friendly resources, such as sustainable grown fiber crops or recycled materials. And it also refers to how these fabrics are made. So would this now be something that we possibly would be able to do, knowing that we can accessorize it up, different things of that nature? Danielle said, nope, not me. Michaela, she said that she feels she would be able to. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So in addition to learning more about sustainable clothing, we also want to look at an aspect of how clothing is made. Most clothing, most plants used in clothing production are cotton, flax, hemp, and rami. And rami is a type of Chinese grass. So it's think of how we're using our fabrics, how we're buying clothing that can be sustained over a long period of time. That's what this portion of the Girl Scout badge for this step is referring to. And we have some comments says, could it be washed throughout the week? Yes, Lisa, it will be able to be washed throughout the week. Debbie is saying also, yes, if I could wash it. Evelyn commented, I love this dress, and I do also, Evelyn. All right, so just another aspect to incorporate into our daily thinking, especially now that we're home. We're doing a lot of virtual programming. Some top companies, 10 clothing companies that they're using recycled plastics in their clothing. So we think about elements of our clothing, our dress, accessories, shoes, shirts, book bags. These are different companies that are now trying to make eco-friendly, sustainable clothing that we all can buy and or wear. So do you have a favorite clothing brand that you feel that they're trying to be sustainable to the environment in their production, in their packaging? And I think of even when we go to different organizations or businesses that do this, with maybe using brown bags instead of plastic bags, those are different ideas as well. All right, Nike tennis shoes was a comment. Nike does a good job of incorporating being eco-friendly. Converse. Excellent, thank you so much for responding. Sammy says, Maswell, they use recycled jeans. North Face jackets, thank you, Michaela. Kathy says that her Adidas soccer shoes, thank you so much for that response. All right. All right, step 2. We want to examine the science behind fabric and accessories. And another, as I said before, one go-to accessory that I love to always have with me are my sunglasses. So I'm going to turn my camera on so you'll be able to see me now. All right, can y'all see my sunglasses? I love my sunglasses. And not only are they a great fashion accessory, but they have a great scientific benefit of wearing those. And yes, Evelyn says, OMG the cat. And this is like a cute meme that I found. These are for girls, but I think sunglasses make everyone gorgeous and attractive when they put them on. All right. I want to point out to Ms. Lauren Pace. She's our outdoor program manager. Can everyone see Ms. Lauren?
Hi, guys. Hi there. So these glasses are just for fashion. As you can see, they're pretty awesome. But when we are working outdoors, we're gonna want UV sunglasses, especially if we're working around water, like a pool or lake or you know, places like that, or even snow, because it'll cut the glare. So water automatically with the sun has a glare and it reflects off, which can A, hurt your eyes, but then B, make it so you can't see into the water. And if you're lifeguarding, that's dangerous because there could be somebody who's in danger. So it's really important to have UV sunglasses so that it cuts the glare.
All right, thank you so much, Ms. Lauren. We appreciate that. So the next time you think about buying a pair of sunglasses, you want to make sure we're looking to see if they are UV rated, and especially when we're going outside for the summer, getting ready, or even outside daily, this is a great option to protect our eyes and also our skin. And Julie is asking if her sunglasses that were turned into tinted prescription, they work as well. Yes, they already in that prescription has that UV rating in there to protect your eyes as well. Thank you, Julie. Awesome question. All right, we're going to go ahead. Okay, so this is probably, I think, the most exciting step of this badge. We're going to make and test homemade products. So I would like to introduce to you Ms. Rachel Snow. She's our Community Development Manager for Girl Scouts South Carolina Mountains to Midlands, and she's also an entrepreneur, and this is what she loves to do. So she's incorporated her passion of natural products into taking care of skin. Ms. Rachel?
Yes, ma'am. Well, good morning, ladies. Well, one, I want to start with, right now we are hearing how important it is to be washing our hands. But when you are making homemade products, it is even more important because the fact of you can pick up bacteria or dirt, and you don't want those products to come together with your kitchen products, because as you know, that can build mold. So if everybody will take about a good minute and wash.
I believe Ms. Rachel is saying that she wants us to go ahead and wash our hands if we can in preparation for this step. And again, if you're just observing with us today, that is also great, but just know this is a very important step when we do begin. And we lost Ms. Rachel, but I'm going to try.
Lakia?
Okay, there we go. Okay,
Yes.
Okay. All right, it paused again, but while we're waiting on Ms. Rachel to join us again, what are some of your favorite scents? Now, I am a huge candle person. I love candles in my home. I love soft scents. Vanilla is one of my favorites. So tell us, while we're waiting to get Ms. Rachel to join us back again, what are some of your favorite scents? Magnolia. Lauren says she loves magnolia. Lavender and peppermint. Lemon or lavender, great choice. Citrus, cherry blossom. Thank you, Kate. Berry. Thank you, Rebecca. Ooh, Jocelyn said coconut. That's a unique scent as well. Then we have lavender. Now this is step 5 when we're in the badge requirements, thinking about making a unique scent. So I want you to think about how we can take some of your preferred scents and turn that into a spray. So you can use any unscented oil, and you can take that, your preferred scent, vanilla and orange, that would be a great combination. Debbie says she loves lemon and lavender or ocean woodsy scent.
Awesome. Okay, can we hear me now? It seems like every time I start talking, the whole screen goes white. So can everybody hear me? Can I get a thumbs up? Fantastic. Well, let's jump right on in. We're going to start with the coffee scrub. And the coffee scrub, it's really good to use, especially for your face. It's a natural exfoliant, as well as it brightens your skin. So if you have any dark spots, it's really great to exfoliate to lighten those spots. It is a natural way to get a good exfoliation from the sugar. And then it also gives you like almost like a microdermabrasion scrub with the coffee scrub. And it's great for our fine lines as we move into the sun and as we grow a little bit older. So we're gonna start with coffee. So if everybody will get about a half a cup of coffee.
As we're doing, we're using all natural ingredients, but
yes, we are. Yes.
The skin. So would this be okay for me to use?
Yes, ma'am. So what I would suggest is whenever you're testing out or trying any new product, is to prepare it and try it on a small area of your skin, just to make sure that you don't have any type of an allergic reaction. And then if you do not have any type of allergic reaction between 12 and 24 hours, then I was just going ahead and using it. But if it's something new that you're incorporating, you definitely want to test it out just to make sure you don't have any allergic reactions, because we don't want to wake up looking like Will Smith in the movie Hitch, if anybody's ever seen that movie. So we have a half a cup of fresh ground coffee, and then we're going to take a half a cup of brown sugar. And if I'm moving too fast, somebody let me know. Okay. Okay, and then once we've done that, you can go ahead and mix your coffee and your sugar together.
Now, I love coffee. Smelling, I love walking in Starbucks or anywhere being coffee. So do any of my girls on the call, Girl Scouts on the call today, like coffee? And I wasn't allowed to drink it until I got older, but Jocelyn says yes.
Yes. Okay. Now, it is completely contingent on your preference and what you have available in your kitchen. You can use, you want to use a carrier oil, which is your coconut oils, olive oil, avocado oils, but that higher end. You don't want to use a canola, but if that's all you have, then you know, please do so. But preferably you want to use a higher end fatty carrier oil.
All right, and Rachel, we have a question from Debbie.
Yes.
She wants to know, can the coffee be used already, or does it end dried out?
Yes, that is exactly what I'm doing. I actually saved all my coffee pods for the last week and emptied those up. And so that's a really great point to using a recycled product and that being being sustainable for you. And so I have a half a cup of your coconut oil. And once you've measured that, you want to go ahead and mix it with your brown sugar and your coffee blend.
Could you repeat for us one more time what we've done so far?
Yes, ma'am. We have a half a cup of coffee grounds. We have a half a cup of brown sugar. And then we have a half a cup of your carrier oil, your coconut oil, avocado oil, whatever you have available as an oil blend. And then if you have some vanilla extract, you're going to use 1 teaspoon of this. I make my products how I cook, which I'm not one that really measures. But you want to, when you first start making these products, is go ahead and measure. That way you have the right dry to wet consistency.
Okay, so just to recap, you've added all your ingredients, your sugar, your coffee, your extract, your scent to use, and your carrier oil. And we're just mixing that together in a nice, consistent, nice paste to make sure everything is all combined. So in addition to coffee, if the Girl Scout wanted to use tea, would that be okay?
I have actually never made a scrub with tea. But if you left it in more of an abrasive state, then yes, you could. Now we know summer's coming, and so ladies, we're going to have our feet out. So if you're looking for more of an abrasive scrub, you can actually, we're going to make a body scrub next. This is more for a facial scrub you can use for your body, but it has really great purposes for your face. But if you wanted to switch out for a more abrasive salt instead of the brown sugar, a brown sugar is going to get you a light refined, which is why it's great for the face scrub, whereas salt will do really well to get those winter dry heels going. And so once you have your mixture mixed.
And how much vanilla again, or is it more to your preferred scent?
Go with 1 teaspoon. You don't want it to be too watery.
Okay.
And then in my household right now with everything with allergies and the pollen, we are steaming most of the time lemons, eucalyptus, oranges, something to clear you out. So I'm going to be using a lemon eucalyptus oil as my essential oil. And you want to be careful, again, because you don't want to use too much oil because that adds to the consistency. And you don't want your scrub to be too liquidy. How are we doing, ladies? Does anyone already have theirs mixed? Awesome. Here's what mine looks like as well. Ours looks just the same. Yes, ma'am. So if you were able to find a container with a tight top to put this in, it really will prolong the life cycle of the scrub because if you leave it uncovered, of course, it's going to dry out. So if you have a container, you can go ahead and move your item to your container. And then we will move on to our body scrub unless we have questions in between.
So when I now have my finished product, my facial scrub, how much should I apply, Ms. Rachel, to my skin at one time?
Perfect. So similar to putting a moisturizer on your face, you want to just take, I would say maybe a half a teaspoon at a time and rub together as if you're moisturizing. You want to make sure not to hit the areas under your eyes. You only want to, whenever touching under your eyes, you only want to use your ring fingers because it actually is the finger that has the lightest touch. But you want to stay away from under your eyes because you don't want to exfoliate in that area because the skin is just too thin. So you're wanting to use the rest of your face. And then just lightly rub in. You'll leave on for a few minutes. Careful not to get it into your eyes as you rinse off. All right. How are we doing? Does anybody else need some more time?
And how long can this stay? Like, what is the, I know makeup products have a shelf life for each one. But how long is the shelf life for our coffee body facial scrub?
Well, I would definitely, I would say no longer than potentially 3 to 4 weeks. A lot of products have alcohol in them, or they have a chemical that preserves them. And those chemicals are actually what causes a lot of irritants to our skin, and why in our household we had to go completely organic. My oldest son had eczema, incredibly awful as a child, and he actually was prescribed like a burn victim cream. And so we went to an organic product and within similar products to this, but for soap, for scrubs, for lotions, and that was what actually was able to help heal his skin. And he's 16 now and he has the most gorgeous skin ever. So, and my baby boy who's 8 years old, he's only ever used organic products. But you want to make sure just to be checking, make sure there's no mold or mildew or anything that's growing within your product.
Okay, and I am sharing right now the recipe, the ingredients list for the coffee scrub and the body scrub. Can everyone see that? All right, so we just completed the coffee scrub for the face. Now we're using the body scrub. And Rachel, please tell me if any of this has changed or if we can use any substitutions. We have 1 cup of granulated sugar, either white or brown, a ½ cup of olive oil, and or coconut oil as an option, and the preferred essential oil of your choice. And then again, 1 small jar.
Absolutely. And so this is going to be for more of your neck down. And so I like to, because I don't like an abrasive scrub, so I like to, instead of doing a full cup of one, my scrubs have half of each. So for this exercise, I'm going to use a half a cup of brown sugar, and I'm going to have to use a half a cup of white sugar. But it is completely contingent on the type of abrasion that you are looking for. But you want to make sure that you have that full cup of sugar, regardless of what options you go for. And again, if you wanted to cut the ingredients in half and make a smaller batch for your feet, you can use salt for that, which of course will be more abrasive than either of the sugars.
So right now we're adding together.
We have I have a half a cup of brown sugar and a half a cup of white sugar. If you need to use a full cup of white sugar or a full cup of brown, just use whatever you have available in your kitchen. And then we'll move on to our oils again. If you have coconut oil, that is fantastic. But if it's not something that you have available, then any type of olive oil, avocado. I cook with avocado oil, so it's always on hand. You can use that as well. So you want to use a half a cup for that. How are we doing? Okay, and once you have that in, you're going to want to mix your dry in with your oil. And if you're using coconut oil, it will loosen as you go. And then, so I like to incorporate other kitchen ingredients to my scrub. I have here an orange, a half an orange. You can take an orange and squeeze the juice into your scrub. Or if you're looking for more of a citrus, you can take a lemon and squeeze in that as well. I've added vanilla extract to give that vanilla scent to my scrub. And also your essential oils. And you want to recognize the difference between holistic and natural oils, or scents, excuse me. And you want to go for those instead of those that have been manufacturally made. Because the whole point is to stay completely organic, and it has those healing attributes.
Now, how do I just read the label to say that it's organic, or do I look at the materials list, the ingredients list? How do I know that it's 100% organic or natural?
So it will say within the ingredients on your oil, if you have an artificial scent, it will look a little different. This was one that I purchased not knowing that it was an artificial scent, which means that they made the smell up in a lab, versus taking, with essential oils, they take a carrier oil and they add in the actual organic herb and allow that to saturate, and that creates that essential oil. So you have a full organic, so it'll be just lemon, eucalyptus in your carrier oil versus chemicals.
And then when using these on your face and your body, I know we have essential oils to like put in burners for like a favorite fragrance for the house. So does that make a difference on which one we use for our body, or they're the same?
You definitely want to look at the ingredients. I use The oils that I use are organic. So if I go onto the back of my product, it is going to state what the chemicals or lack of chemicals are and just what the ingredients are. So you just want to make sure that you're cautious about what you're using. And then something I like, because I have just hit 40. So I like to add a little extra into my scrubs and within my soaps to help reduce fine lines and wrinkles. So this is just some vitamin E. If that's something that if you have a scar that you would like to work on getting out and you want to use this product to work on getting scars out, you can add in some vitamin E. I've used black seed oil as well, which has amazing constituents in it that are healing to the skin for antibacterial purposes, acne, and for healing as well. So there's different oils that you can add to your scrub to help with your skin.
All right, and we have one question, Ms. Rachel. Evelyn wants to know how much orange and or lemon juice to add in.
So what you want to do is you want to pay attention to the consistency because you don't want to add too much liquid and then it's watery. So you want to pay attention to, so say for instance, I would squeeze about a half a teaspoon in. If you want more scent, that is fine. Or if you end up squeezing more in than you should have, all we need to do is add a little bit more sugar. And that will change the consistency back to how it originally was.
All right. And using organic and pure essential oil sugar, that's great for this recipe, right, Ms. Rachel?
Yes, absolutely. That is exactly what I recommend.
And I'm going to do a screen share one more time so that we can see the ingredients list.
Yes.
And what's the shelf life for the body scrubs? Same time, about 3 to 4 weeks?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, and you just want to pay attention, and that's why it was so important when I started to be washing my hands. You want to make sure that there's nothing under your nails, because as you're stirring, you don't want a chance of some type of bacteria falling into your product and that growing within your live product.
And the could this be maintained on our counter in our bathroom? That needs to be
absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, I throw mine in the shower just because it can be messy. And so that way I can go ahead while I'm in the shower, go ahead. I do about once a week a full body exfoliant. I will tell you a little story. My son played football and I decided to do my weekly scrub and then went to a football field and was attacked by bees. So be mindful as to where you are going after you use this because you will be smelling quite sweet. And then, look here, do we have enough time where I can share the ingredients of a good lip scrub?
Yes, you do.
Phenomenal. So in line with
let the girls show us what you made. I said before we do that, do we have any questions from any of our girls? Do you want to show your screen so we can see what you've already made, how much you've made? All right, Sammy is showing hers. Thank you, Sammy.
Good job.
I saw Kathy earlier. Aubrey, thank you so much. All right, Kat, I'm sorry. Thank you. In addition, we like to always incorporate our Girl Scouts, what they're doing with current things. So this can also fit into what other badge, what other skill, Girl Scout pillar. We just had cookie season, so it kind of correlates together. So this can be a good way to start what kind of business. So you can make your own scrub. I'm looking at Sammy, so I'm thinking Scrubs by Sammy. That would be an awesome way to do entrepreneurship. You know, Lovely Scents by Kathy. That's a great way to kind of tie this in. So this is another good skill that we can use to become financial entrepreneurs. All right, Rachel, I'm gonna take it back to you so you can let us see how to do the lip scrub.
Absolutely. So if you still have some extra product laying around, if you don't, that's okay. Go ahead and take notes, and this is something that you can do for later. Our lips are extremely sensitive, so we just want to be careful in what we're using on them and make sure that they're products that you're not allergic to. So it's going to be all of the similar products. We're going to use a tablespoon of coconut oil. Because of course this is going to be a smaller batch because we only use so much on our lips. We're going to go with a tablespoon of brown sugar. And a tablespoon of organic honey. I use honey in other products that I make for my business. So it's very important for me to use local honey, but whatever honey that you have available is just fine as well. You're going to use a tablespoon of honey. And then you are going to mix those ingredients and try not to eat them off your lips.
Now, is there a substitute for honey, Rachel?
You could absolutely use maybe an agave, or you want to use more of a stickier type product.
Corn syrup, would that be a great substitute?
Corn syrup, yes, absolutely.
Thank you, Kathy, for those great suggestions. Kathy said we can do corn syrup or maybe molasses.
Molasses might be, why not? Give it a try. And it's very thick, but so is honey, so it should be just fine.
I think the tempting part would be not eating it before I actually.
Exactly. Try that when you have it on your lips and your. Yep. For this, I would steer away from essential oils, putting them so close to potentially ingestion because you don't want to ingest essential oils. Do we have any questions? How are we doing? Okay, do we have a question in the chat?
Julie Brown says, can you use other oils if you don't have coconut?
Yes, absolutely. So you want to use those high fat carrier oils, the avocado oils, olive oil. I would potentially stay away from your cooking vegetable oils and using more of a higher fat, like the avocado olive oils. So if you have some olive oil, that would be great. Keep in mind though, if you use an olive oil, your consistency from beginning will be a lot thinner.
All right, I see our Girl Scouts are doing wonderful jobs out there, showing us their lip scrub and what they've done. So again, we thank you so much for participating with us on this activity.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out.
All right. So if you missed any steps or if you did not have your materials available with you today, this will be recorded and available on our Girl Scouts Mountain to Millings website in addition to our Facebook. And this will be available for you to reach back out later and do. And again, I want to say thank you. This is the Girl Scout Badge Senior for Science of Style. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, ladies.